Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers, and we have some stories in the Punch. Who's ready?
United States-based Nigerian Oluwole Adegborua and his accomplice Enrique Isong have been sentenced to 40 years combined jail term for dealing for drug peddling. So Adegborua, they said he led a syndicate of drug peddlers on whom he instructed on how drugs obtained by customers through a dark web marketplace he controlled would be packaged and distributed. They said that he had distributed 300,000 oxycodone pills between October 2016 and 2019, and so he was sentenced to 30 years, and for drug peddling and money laundering. So how he did it was that he had different people on his web of drug dealing. There's some people who are those in charge of getting the pills from different pharmacies and things like that, and then there are those that were in charge of packaging, distributing. So it was a well-constructed web of distribution and sale of drugs. This is a Nigerian, his accomplice also a Nigerian that has been sentenced. He said they made over $9 million. He's been, apart from the 30 years sentence, he's been asked to forfeit $20 million, and this is one of the highest that they have gotten, from this sort of case. And Isong has been sentenced to 10 years. Every day we talk well of our country. We say we should project our country positively. We also remember that there are some bad eggs out there that constantly make it a conversation or argument of whether Nigerians are good or Nigerians are bad. So I'm happy that in that country, they're able to arrest them, prosecute them, they face the consequences of their actions, not just in jail time itself, even in the money that they have made from the sale of this. So that's good. Hope we learn.
Yes, well. So I have a story here. The federal government plans to spend 8.52 trillion inclusive of government enterprises on personnel and pension costs for federal workers next year. This was an analysis of the 2025 appropriation bill, and the amount is an increase of 3.17 trillion or 5.16% from the 2024 provision, which was 5.35 trillion. The document also showed that government expenses on the payment of salaries alone would be reaching 7.54 trillion, marking an increase of 2.75 trillion from 4.79 trillion paid to federal workers in 2024. The personnel pension and cost of 8.52 trillion and the debt service cost of 16.33 trillion made up the total of the 24.85 trillion. So let me not just give us this trillion. They are also saying that what they've noticed is that they're going to be spending more on debt servicing than it will spend on paying the salaries and pension of his workers. So let me just pause here. We still, over the years, go round and round and round in spending more to service debts than what we are using to pay workers and what we are generating. And I'm wondering when this is going to change. Which other stories do we have in the
book? So I have the ICPC rating. So ICPC has done a rating, and they've tagged some MDAs and some agencies different level in terms of the scorecard assessed ethical and integrity compliance of ministries, departments, agencies, or federal government with the agencies such as the Nigerian Press Council and Legal Aid, Nigerian mining engineers. They scored 0. They also said that the Supreme Court of Nigeria, National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, and several other federal agencies have been flagged as high corruption risk MDAs. They judge them based on their compliance to the rules. Okay. Some of them don't comply. They are not responsive. When they are asked to submit their reports, they don't submit at all, and there is no response from them. So they are judged very low. And some are high. Federal Teaching Hospital, Gombe National Obstetrics Fistula Center, Bauchi Institute of Archaeology and Museum of Studies. These ones, they are highly compliant. They send in their reports and all of that. So in due time. They also put Nigerian Railway Corporation, Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading. They also rank high in responsiveness. I don't think there should be any agency that will refuse to respond to ICPC's inquiry or anything against corruption, knowing how Nigeria as a country keeps talking about corruption being a problem. You should, even if you feel like you don't owe them, you owe Nigerians to say that we are up to date in all our reporting system, and I think it's extremely important.
Too now when you
at least if name and shame.
Checks and balance.
Supreme Court is really Nima, Supreme Court.
Yes.
No, I don't want to. I will not join Nigerians in that. You know, there's this trending case of a boy who's the court had sentenced for stealing fowl to death sentence. But when you look at the court records, the charge was wide. You know, so I don't. Which court will be before the NJC and defend? Which judge will sit and say, for goats? You know, we like to.
We didn't have a proper
When you
case.
see the details of that case, you will know that there will be more to it. So I don't usually
Jump on
so
trend.
until I see what.
As my legal Leonard.
Yes. So let's
Have time.
yeah, a little bit. Vanguard, major headline: health risks women worsen as 48 million Nigerians practice open defecation. 2025 budget, we've taken that one already. Federal government, 22 states allocate 6.13 trillion to education. Ibadan stampede, we've taken that. Death toll rises to 35, 6 injured. NLC demands suspension of debate on tax reform bills. And 26,000 children infected with HIV in 2023, according to NACA. Wow. What stories do we have?
So the NLC have joined the people who are against the national tax reforms, and they said that they have ordered the National Assembly to immediately halt further debate on the the tax reforms bill, pending broader consultation. So they are insisting that they didn't carry the NLC as an important body along. They said, why the exclusion of organized labor in the formulation of the current tax bill is unacceptable and undermines the principle of tax justice. So I would like the chairman of that tax reforms committee to come and speak, because I don't want to believe that they did this tax reformulation, the entire bill formulation, and went ahead to the National Assembly without a representative from Labour.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
should
so
have
when
had that.
Labour is saying this is very serious. So let's just wait and
That can also be corrected, but they should also look into the tax reform and see how it's going to work.
They are
Favors them more.
Whether
they're
it
willing.
favors
They're
them-
willing.
Yeah,
To
so
look into it. They're open to
go ahead. Any other
Let me
story?
take this troubling story. So the DG of the National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, Dr. Temitope, yesterday disclosed that 26,000 children were infected with HIV/AIDS in 2023 alone, stressing that there's a need for concerted effort to stem the tide. She stated that 15,000 children between 0 and 14 years were killed or died as a result of HIV/AIDS related diseases, saying that this scourge is very much, with us, and that there's need for sensitization and awareness. And she said this at the inauguration of what they call the Prevention of Mother-to-Child Transmission, PMTCT, and Pediatric Antiretroviral Therapy, ART, Acceleration Committee. So the committee is primary focus is to address the treatment gap among the pregnant and breastfeeding women living with HIV, ensuring that they receive continuous care and support by enhancing PMTCT services and scaling up pediatric HIV care. The committee aims to reduce new HIV infections among children and improve health outcomes for HIV-exposed infants. So I think it's an important story to note, because a lot of us feel that because we don't hear about HIV and AIDS, that maybe it's gone. It's very much a part of us. And the sad thing is the number of children who are getting it via, mother care, breastfeeding or pregnancy, meaning that there are people who are living with HIV who are not taking care. No, they can, but that means you're not taking care of yourself. You're not getting the retroviral drugs. You're not making sure that your numbers are low, and then you're breastfeeding your child and then passing on a disease, that a child that could have been prevented.
Painful. Do we have another story?
Yes, so the budget, there's some, I've told myself I'll not be doing this anymore. I'll not be analyzing the budget, but unconsciously, if I've taken story, I just took the story last minute and I find myself doing what I said I would not do. The president has submitted this budget, and as usual, when you analyze it, it might make you feel a bit down. The amount of money going to travel was really highlighted, as 7 billion naira will be spent on travel and transportation by the president, while over 1 billion naira will be spent on the same thing for the vice president. The highest allocation of the president is going to the Office of the National Security Advisor, which I can even understand, because but it's 596 billion that will be going to that office, but we're dealing with major
Insecurity. That's okay.
crisis within the country. Then there were a breakdown of how much will be going to the National Assembly, how much the MDAs will be getting, how much education will be getting, the percentage. I know that there are people that do the percentage structure of what they'll be getting, but they haven't done comparative analysis of the past 2 years and what we are budgeting to education this year. Point is, Nigerians should be aware of the budget and check it, even though it will make us feel a bit sad. It will also improve the quality of conversations that we're having with our lawmakers regarding the adjustments they will probably be making on the budget while they deliberate on it. So please be aware.
When you say sad, aren't there parts of it that will make us proud or happy?
Yes, they probably will be. Yeah. Okay, so let me say some parts of it to make us sad and some parts to make us happy, but we can then pull out the ones that make us sad.
What's the ratio between happy and sad?
Yeah, because we're tightening our budget as a country right now, so we want to see it at the point of leaders also tightening their budgets.
Yeah, our final paper for today, I don't think we'll have time to take a lot. Dangote slashes petrol price to 899 naira per litre. I think I like this one. Withdrawal of acting accountants, general's appointments, and presidency reacts. Those are the two stories ticked here. Who has those?
Dangote Petroleum Refining has reduced the price of PMS to 899 naira 50 kobo per litre. This is to help reduce transportation costs for Nigerians ahead of the Christmas and New Year holiday. If we remember also, they said that they had lowered its petrol price in November as well, 970 naira per litre. So this is just to help Nigerians. This is his gift. Santa
Gift
Claus.
Santa came competition
to Nigeria.
When they are importing, I need to quickly take this.
I want to take the accountant general story. So the federal government had announced the acting capacity at the accountant general of the Federation, Mr. Shamsuddin Babatunde Ogunjimi, and then according to this report, then the office of the head of service advised the government, the civil service, head of civil service of the Federation, advised the president, to wait until March 7th when the present accountant general would retire, which is already on a retirement leave. And so that clash now seemed like the appointment of the acting accountant general was withdrawn, but that was not the case. Bayo Onanuga was saying that the spokesperson to the president said that the special advisor to the president on communications and strategy, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, said that that's not the case. He's supposed to understudy the present accountant general into the expiration of her tenure and then take over. So congratulations on your retirement, Mrs. Madein, the present accountant general, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Shakirat Madein, who is retiring from service.
I need to take this one because 18,000 Nigerians are not been able to get their pension. The federal government has confirmed it, that 18,000 retirees haven't gotten their pension, and it's because the federal government have not released the funds.
Okay, the federal government released their funds, so we need our great-grandfathers and grandfathers to be able to eat and take care of themselves.
This Christmas.
That's all we can take on newspaper reviews. When we come back, we take the top stories for today. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.